Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutation to your elect Akim across the four corners of this earth, kicking this word in sincerity and truth. I'm the brother Sha'ar from the Great Millstone camp. I got the brother Karatazah Shamar on the other end. And we're going to just dig into a few scriptures. I got Psalm 73 pulled up, and I'm going to start from the top. This is a really, really heavy chapter, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. Maybe when y'all get a chance, y'all can read it for yourselves. But this is a real heavy chapter. When you read it, King David was in a real heavy spirit. And he's just going into the triumphing of the wicked and how, we might feel in our carnal minds that it's not fair that we see these devils prospering all the ways of life. You know what I mean? Whether it be the cars that they drive, the women that they have, the houses that they have. Ultimately it's all carnal things, because when you even look at our enemy, who was Esau, the so-called white man, his blessing was carnality anyway. He's living out his blessing. So we can't really envy the fact that he's living out his blessing. We just have to acknowledge the fact that we had screwed up in our lives. And that's why we see this devil over us. He's running his kingdom in a synthetic way. So it might seem like it's just glorified and magnified. Hell, look at America. It seems like it's glorified and magnified, but we know the other end. And we have the gifts and the mysteries of the Most High. So that's something that we can boast in, that not ourselves, of course, but boast in Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? But I'm just going to just dive right into it, and I'm going to start at verse 1, all right? This is Psalms chapter 73, verse 1. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. So, of course, he's talking about Israel as a nation, because he's so merciful to the fact that he's going to even have mercy on Israel in the 2/3, and that's when they're brought back in the kingdom. That shows that ultimately he's going to always have mercy on Israel, because we're the Most High's chosen people. We're the apple of his eye. And it says, even to such that are of a clean heart. That means a pure mind. And how do you have a clean heart? That's to dive into these scriptures and have understanding in these scriptures and actually walk that walk according to how the Most High wants us to walk. Walk the walk that Yahweh Shai walked. Of course, not exactly like he did, because he was a perfect man. But we're supposed to do it. We're supposed to do it the best way we can. When we have these scriptures as a guideline. Verse 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. And you could even think that all of us can put ourselves in that standpoint. Every single last one of us, we've done some stuff in our lives that it's like, man, our feet was almost gone, man.
Right.
That's where repentance is so important. And that also shows the mercy that the Most High has. And King David, he had committed adultery. We had committed adultery in this world. We had done a lot of wild stuff. We've even done some stuff in this truth that we're ashamed of. And it's times you might hope that the Most High is still with us. Even though if you got the word, he is, but that's just that doubt demon that tries to get in your way. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of great men that have those thoughts sometimes, man. Because that even shows you that you are of a contrite spirit, to know that you're not worthy. And to know that you're not worthy, that shows that that's a meek and humble spirit. And that's the spirit that King David is coming in this chapter that we're reading. He's acknowledging his faults. He's acknowledging that he had almost slipped. But the word that stands out there is almost, which means that he was still in this thing.
Right.
That's how we got to be in here, man. We almost slipped, but we still kicking the word. We doing sit downs. We doing lessons. We're going to camp. I know I can attest for myself, because I only have experience of myself, but I know I'd almost slipped at a few times. But the scriptures talk about a righteous man falleth 7 times and gets back up. Verse 3, and this is the key part why I want to do this lesson. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And I'm just going to pull this word envious up really quick. Of course, we all have an idea, but for the viewers that really don't know, that word there in the Hebrew is qanah. Okay? And it means to be jealous, to be envious, be zealous, to be jealous of. to excite to jealous anger, to provoke to jealous anger, to cause jealousy. So again, like I explained before, you can look at a lot of the wicked's carnal blessings that they have right now. Again, whether it comes to the jobs that they have, we're considered 3/5 of a human being. We were only being considered partial of a human being. We got all the manual labor, hard jobs. We're the last hired, the first fired. You got white privilege just because of them. White supremacy. We're living in a system where our enemy is ruling over us, but it said in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that we were going to go to a land and our enemies were going to rule over us. So when you go to that, you see that we're witnessing the prosperity of the wicked. They get jobs left and right. They can lose their job and get one right afterward. They have the best looking women. Hell, you even got a lot of these people that's messing with our women. Especially in my job, I see it all the time. Even though our women are demons anyway, but you still had that thought in the back of your mind, like, man, these people are pieces of shit. It just puts you in a spirit sometimes to like, God damn, why do they have this, man? But ultimately, again, we're not supposed to feel this way. Because that stuff that they're got, they've deceitfully received it. They received everything that you see with your two eyes in blood. Everything that you see them that they have, they received it in blood. Whether technically they did it anyway because they're their forefathers, but they had to attain that in wickedness. So we know the latter end, and we know what's to come of a lot of these people and all these other nations because they come over here and they triumph as well. But the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that we know the latter end to these individuals, and that's death and destruction and slavery. And that's something that we got to keep in our mind, that we have a kingdom coming. We have a kingdom coming. We just have to keep on fighting to get the kingdom. We can't just sit here and just mope about what the wicked has, man. Because that means that you're envious of the carnal things that the wicked has. We have spiritual blessings. We have spiritual things coming to us. We have a city that's being built for us, like the scripture says, full of all good things. Full of all good things. Esau's system, he might be riding a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but I bet it breaks down every once in a while and he has to pay an arm and a leg to fix it. He might have the money to fix it, but that just shows you how synthetic this devil is and how the stuff that he has isn't going to last forever, like Psalm 59 chapter talks about. He believes it will, but it won't. We just got to keep that in our mind upstairs.
Right, can I say something to
Go ahead, brother.
You have to keep in mind that you're not here to serve your slavery. You're here to eat the bread of affliction. You know what I'm saying? You're here to serve a base nation. You know what I'm saying? These are all a part of the curses. Of course, it don't feel good when you eat the bread of affliction and you see somebody eating a synthetic blessing. But the thing about something that's synthetic is it always breaks down. You know what I'm saying? And it always has to come back to what the original thing was. And we're not going through a synthetic curse. Like the white man has a synthetic curse out here. He's like, oh man, things. What Esau likes to do, man, because they've never truly been oppressed as a people, which is why, the Babylon and even them are the virgin, you know what I'm saying? But the reason they act like their hell is getting up and going to work and having to go get a job or having to, catching a flat tire or, you know what I'm saying? Their kids are screaming too much or, they got this new thing now called, they're talking about kids being bullied in school and all this bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to have a synthetic curse because they want to feel like they get a blessing because they want to feel like they've been oppressed like the people they've actually oppressed in real life. You know what I'm saying? And they're not gonna receive anything but their real blessing for the synthetic blessing that they tried to put on through hurting like Latinos and the Native Americans, man. You know what I'm saying? But of course, like the brother's saying, it does suck when you see all these different things, them making money and this, that, and the third, and them not going through nothing. They screw another man's wife, and then they get a $10,000 check the next day. Of course, you feel some type of way, but you got to keep in your mind why we're here and what's going to happen, like the brother's saying, going into the end time prophecies, man.
God, those are beautiful points that you brought out, bro. I'm going to continue reading. Verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, like you just said. They're not in trouble like other men. Like you talked about how they feel like they're catching hell, whatever the case might be. Their hell isn't considered our hell. You don't see them. You don't see their people dying in the streets. You know what I mean? You don't see them. Their people shooting each other in the streets, man. You don't see their people drinking lead water. You don't see their people catching hell daily, having to catch the bus to go to work, struggling for a job, struggling for ends meet, living in Section 8.
Yeah.
You know, being a proverb and a byword. They're not called niggers. You even got that word cracker. They feel offended at that, but the reason why they're called crackers is because when we were slaves, they would whip us in the back, and that's why we called them crackers, because they would crack. They make that crack noise when we got hit. The crackers are coming. The crackers are coming. They feel like they're being afflicted in ways like that, man. But meanwhile, you see them living so prosperous. You know, so prosperous, Salaki.
And I want to say something too, because I work in the industry, of how to set people up so where they're 18 and 19, they have a certain residual income coming in monthly.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know about this until 2 or 3 years ago, but that's really how you be seeing these white boys, 18, 19 years old, out here driving these Cadillacs and going to college and blowing stacks on deck because their parents already set them up, man. You know what I'm saying? They know when they're 12, 13 years old, they're going to have, for instance, you got Jerry Jones, and then he got his son Stephen Jones, man. He knows that when he passes away, he gonna run the Cowboys, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They pass the inheritance down from person to person, and that's why they out here walking around dwelling, worrying, without care. You know what I'm saying? Because they know at 15, 16, 17, they got $20,000 a month because their dad or their mom had a good enough system that they could put money in to make sure their college is paid for, to make sure they got $30,000 down to get on a house. And I'm just trying to show the reality of a lot of these Edomites out here, man, because I'm around these type of Edomites. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, oh, we want to make sure we have this going on and that going on, so let's put 50,000 in this count and put this here, that, and the third. They are not worried about the Lord and him coming back, salvation. They are comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got all types of nice things going on. You know what I'm saying? And of course, when you're sitting there, you're looking at a situation, you're like, God damn, these motherfuckers is really not tripping. You know what I'm saying? Just want to throw that point out there, man. These Edomites, man, they be having their lives set up, man, from 3 years old,
Gone, brother. Yeah, of course, we've witnessed it even in school sometimes. Even Jake, like even 2/3, they'll make jokes out of it on memes and everything on the internet. Where you got they act like they're a white family and they get a new car and the new car's a Mercedes and no, I wanted the BMW, I wanted the Lamborghini. Oh no, Billy, no, I'm sorry, Tom. You know what I'm saying? Like even Jake will do that and then they'll play as the Jake and then they'll be like, oh man, I got you a new car. They're holding some busted ass keys and it end up being a minivan and they're like, oh cool, for sure.
Yeah.
So our people know how to accept the low things, because we weren't brought up like them. But like you said, these people are already like, they're kind of like predestined to attain good, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much they're predestined to prosper already.
Yeah, straight up.
Verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men. You don't see HIV flooding their community. Nope. You don't see gout. You don't see none of the diseases that Jake's hitting. Zika virus, even though that's man-made, who's that's hitting? That's hitting the Northern Kingdom heavy, man. That's not hitting them.
Right.
You know what I mean? All these STDs, again, the leads in the water, that's a plague. That's a plague, believe it or not. All these poor areas, man. I'm talking about the stuff that we eat is defiled. You can't even go to a Walmart. Reason why they got Walmarts in these black neighborhoods and these Latino neighborhoods and these Native American neighborhoods is because a lot of the food's old. They changed the dates on those, the expiration dates. And Jake eats that and gets sick. You don't go in Beverly Hills or Highland Park or wherever these white areas are and see McDonald's and Burger King in every neighborhood, man. So neither are they plagued like other men. They're not plagued like we are. They have a silver spoon. Whether they're a lower class Edomite or a higher class Edomite, they still have that silver spoon because they have a spoon. We don't even have the spoon.
Right. And I want to say something too. You know what I'm saying? I was watching this show the other night, Drugs Incorporated. They go through different cities or whatever, and the telltale sign is the same thing. Jake is out here selling the drugs to the rich folks, but the rich folks got to come to the hood to get it. They're not going to allow no crack dealer, no cocaine dealer in their hood. They're going to make sure to stay in the black and Latino and Native American community, and they then bring them drugs back to where they at. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's a good point, brother. And you could even think about it like this. Where the hell do the drugs come anyway?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't going overseas. We ain't going to the Philippines and getting cocaine and all that, man.
Oh.
They got the money to go all the way over there and bring it to us, man. That goes into those plagues, bro. Our people are plagued. Hold on one sec.
All right. You know, and we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue to be plagued till the Lord comes back. You got it up.
That's right, brother. So like I got my work shirt on. But yeah, our people are plagued, bro. Like you said, but it's gonna continue until our Lord comes back because this is part of that contract that we had signed. So man, bro, it sucks, but we had signed up for this. We transgressed. It's our fault ultimately.
Yeah, because you know what,
man? The blows. Go ahead.
It's a simple reality of, okay, you know, tax time comes, man, and you know, Jake will get $12,000 because he got 4 kids and 2 baby mamas on his shit. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll go get the BMW 6. You know what I mean? And they'll go get the BMW 6. They'll sign a contract. They'll have it for 2-3 months, and then they done ran out of money, so they can't pay that $600 a month payment because their credit score is 348, and they had to put $8,000 down on it, so them $4,000 and ran out. You know what I'm saying? But you still got to fulfill the contract. So guess what? You know what I'm saying? Taking that shit back.
Hey,
it's the same
that's a good point, brother. That's a good point. You know what I mean? I'm gonna continue though, unless you had anything else.
You got it. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Therefore, pride compassed them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. And pride, that's why the scriptures talk about their pride and says, their pomp shall be brought down to the grave, and the pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Because they're the most proudest people on the planet. And the reason why they're so proud is because of the carnal things that they got. And with them having those carnal riches, they feel like they're over everybody and they can treat anybody else like shit.
Right.
Like it says, their pride can pass at them like a chain. Their pride is wrapped around their neck, and that's going to lead them to their death. That's going to lead them to their bondage, is their pride. These are the most carnal people on the planet that we're talking about. Somebody who was willing to sell his birthright. Something spiritual, something that was going to benefit your nation, your children, your children's children, for something that is in the now, which is meat and lentils.
Right.
So they all have that mindset of the now. I need this now. I'm gonna get it regardless.
Yeah.
Was willing to sell something beautiful just for that. You know? Like again, I know I always refer to my job because these are my own personal experiences. But because I load stuff in people's cars and I tie it down, I work in a warehouse and I go outside and load people's merchandise they buy at a furniture store. You know, and the stuff that I see, man, like they'll come out there in their big Ford F-350 trucks outside in their hunter gear, you know, with that fucking chew in their mouth and stuff. You know what I'm talking about, that dip that they be chewing on. You know what I'm saying? With all their hunter gear. And then, you know, I got to put on a fake ass smile. Hey, how you doing? They'll ignore the hell out of you. Won't say nothing to you. You'll load it. All right, you have a good one. They won't say nothing. Just ignore you and get back in their car. Or they'll tell you how to do your job. No, you need to put it up there like this. You know, you need to put it up there like that. Oh, no, you scratched my car. I didn't scratch your car, man. It's been like this. No, you scratched my car. It's just stuff to deal with, man. Or you see a lot of these people roll through the garage in a dang Ferrari. A new Ferrari. Like, bro, what do you plan on fitting in your Ferrari, man? You just came through here just to stunt. You trying to fit an ottoman inside of your 2-seater Ferrari, bro. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna have to come back in my 2015 Range Rover. It's no problem. Or it's times where, and I'm just naming examples. This is my testimony, you know. But it's been examples where they'll get clearance tables, and whenever you get clearance tables, those things don't come in boxes. You know what I mean? It'd be a $400 table, and it's like, hey, bro, if we put it on the top, if we slide the top down, it might scratch your table. No, I just want to get it in there. It's only $400 anyway, and it's like, oh my goodness, man. Their pride compasses them as a chain, and violence covers them as a garment. And I mean, come on, that breaks itself down because you see how they got this land.
Yep.
They live off of violence. They're hunters. They always hunting. Always, man. Even when it comes to the words that they speak are violent to the spiritual, to the righteous. Whether they ain't hitting you or nothing right there, just their pride. The proud stuff that they say is violence to my ears.
Yeah, can I get a precept for you real quick?
Come on, brother.
This is Psalms 10 and 5, and I'm going to go through to 6. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. So, you know, you got all these different things going on in the world that are basically shaking the foundation of America. You know, the biggest story right now is the Colin Kaepernick with the Star Spangled Banner, and now there's other players from other sports that are actually, you know, moving forward with what he's doing. They're like, what the fuck? What are you crazy? All the atrocities that have happened in America, they're like, you better stand up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their mindset. They don't care, bro. You know what I mean? You got to understand that the so-called white man has gotten away with murder for 400 years. How would you feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about when you went in as a kid, you put your hand in a cookie jar 3 times and you didn't get caught. By the time you come into the 4th time, you're going to take the cookie with your mama looking at you like, man, they don't do nothing. Now, add 400 years to that. That's why they're so prideful, man. That's why the destruction of Esau is going to be the most beautiful thing in the history of mankind, you know?
Con, brother. Con. Verse 7. Their eyes stand with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. Come on now, man. These scriptures have to be talking about them. They have more than what they could wish. Hold on, Salaki. They have more than what they could wish. You know? Again, all their carnal things that they received, all the businesses that they own, Jerry Jones, you know what I mean? Mark Cuban's, the other, just Kraft, whoever owns the Patriots Stadium, just a lot of, even who's the Clippers coach's name? Not coach, I'm sorry, their old owner.
Donald Sterling.
Yeah, Donald Sterling, the stuff he said, and he's still balling. He's still a billionaire, man. They have more than what the heart could wish. And verse 8 says, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. Because they're quick to tell you, get over it. It's only 400 years ago. I didn't do that. My fathers did that. What are you talking about? Black people sold black people into slavery. You guys are tripping. We're not the only ones to do that. Or their favorite one, we were slaves at a point in time too. They speak wickedly concerning oppression. But they'll be the main ones, like you had brought up with that Colin Kaepernick situation, the reason why he's sitting down. It's the flag. Get over it. You're rich. You're rich. You're getting paid millions. What do you mean? Oh, or they were saying, what was they saying? Well, your daddy abandoned you and you were adopted by 2 white parents, pretty much saying, nigga, we saved you. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They speak wickedly concerning oppression. It says they set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walketh the earth. They set their mouth against the heavens. They speak anything blasphemous against the Most High. And that goes into their pride. Their pride as well, because their tongue walketh through the earth. That's their pride. The words that they speak are worldly. They live worldly. Again, their blessing is worldly. All right?
Yep.
I got another precept I'm going to pull up really quick. And this is Sirach chapter 9, verse 11. I'm sorry, Sirach chapter, hold on. Yeah, I'm right. Chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Now, it does say sinner, and we know the laws were only given to Israel, which means that Israel is the ones that can sin. But also, too, when you go to Psalms, the 50th chapter, it talks about who are thou to declare thy statutes, meaning that they tried to put themselves in the standards to follow the Most High, too. Even when they brought up America, they tried to base it on the laws of the scriptures. So now y'all got to put in that category. And Deuteronomy 30th chapter talks about the curses that we go through. It's going to be switched to them. That's why it talks about to pay them double. Okay? Yep. So when we read envy not the glory of a sinner, they can definitely be counted in that category because they wanted to put themselves in a situation like they the Most High.
Right.
Okay? So it says to envy not these people, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. And his end is going to be utter destruction. It's going to be utter destruction. And that's the beautiful part about it. Like you had mentioned, that's the beautiful part of the Most High. It's going to be the downfall of our enemy. Like it says in Sirach, the 25th chapter, the 2nd verse. Happy is a man that sees the fall of his enemies. You know? And that's what that's what we're yearning for. We're yearning to see that hopefully we're not destroyed in the crossfire as well. You know? But we're supposed to have the mindset, whatever happens, God, if I got to die in this thing, so be it. God forbid that's the case. God forbid. But as long as this wicked kingdom is going to be brought down, these wicked, proud devils are going to be brought down, put into slavery, and I got to die in it. Again, God forbid it happens, but hey, we don't know. So be it. We got a kingdom coming still, and our Lord's going to come back and rule. That's the beautiful thing about it.
And I want to say something, too, about how much the Lord is allowing the wickedness of the white man to heap up. All the Sabbaths, all of the festivals of Israel, you know what I'm saying, they've all been falling on or close to holidays of the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? For instance, we got the Day of Atonement coming in tonight, and guess where it ends at? The day of 9/11. You know what I'm saying? I think we had the Sabbath for Easter. It was something going on their so-called Easter, and it was another. I think it was a Sabbath day for us or something like that. But it's been doing that. So you know, when the Lord opens these wicked people's eyes to what we've been doing to try to counterbalance the fight between good and evil, man, they're gonna be like, oh shit, we're hey, they're eternally fucked. They're eternally screwed. You know what I'm saying? They're the only nation of people that are eternally screwed. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, that's right, brother.
Because just like we did the one lesson about the occult days, and I think we were talking about something that happens in the month of April or something like that.
It's
like
it's April 31st.
Yeah,
I believe
you know what I mean?
It's April 31st. It's a witch's Sabbath the Illuminati celebrates called Beltane, and that's where they sacrifice children. That's just one of their many sacrifice days that they have.
Mm-hmm. And all these days that they have are lining up with the Most High Yahweh Shai, lining up with the days that they set up for our people in the Bible. Don't think that the Lord doesn't keep tabs of that. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to pay for all of that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So, really what for brothers that do get discouraged and be like, man, because there's a lot of brothers that are falling out right now, man. A lot of brothers are getting tired, this, that, and the third. One thing I, will tell you to read Corinthians, read Hebrews, where Paul was speaking to those churches, to encourage yourself and just realize and recognize and remember why you're in this truth. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Let's see, it's 2016 now. 15 years ago, when the apostles and the elders saw 9/11 happen in New York, right there, they thought it was it too. But here we are, still 15 years later, man. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what the Lord is doing or when He's gonna come, but we just know that these prophecies are happening and they're popping like popcorn, man. And you can't deny them, man. You know what I'm saying? So stay occupied in that prophecy, man, and continue to keep your head on the swivel and keep up what's going on in the world, man. Just because stuff ain't happened on your block yet, happened in your city yet, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that the Lord isn't doing amazing things, man. He's working miracles out here. So stop expecting the Lord to just come out of the sky with His chariots right now. When you need to be paying attention to prophecies and what you need to be doing to get yourself ready for martial law. Get yourself ready for Jacob's trouble. Get yourself ready for the RFID chip. Get yourself ready for your woman saying, I'm going to take the kids and we got the chip. Get your mind ready for all of that stuff, man. Don't be worried about the end-all, be-all. Of course we want the Lord to come back right now. But pay attention to the prophecies, man, and where you fit and what you need to do as a brother, what you need to do as a man of the Lord, what you need to do to understand the breakdowns. It's too much to do to be worried about that. You know what I'm saying?
Khan. I got one last scripture I'm going to end it off on. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that are in the latter times, shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Okay, and we know what those miseries are. As we've been talking about it the whole time. You know what I mean? That's going to be utter destruction, slavery, just even the 2/3. You know what I mean? Jacob's trouble. We're talking about the ones who walked proudly. A lot of our people walk proudly as well. But we ultimately know the ultimate utter end to the so-called white man, which is slavery and getting burnt up after 1,000 years of slavery. All right? Verse 51. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like. So again, we're not supposed to be worried about what these people are prospering of. We're only supposed to understand and seek out the glory, which was, and what it's going to be like. The kingdom, good things to come. Storing our riches up in heaven, not on earth. That's what we're supposed to be worried about. Our Savior coming back, making sure that we right when that day comes. All right. For unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted, which is wisdom, and the time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. There we go. So we have the tree of life that we're looking forward to. We have a kingdom that we're looking forward to. We have our Lord we're looking forward to, drinking a bottle of wine when he comes back, man. So we can't be just steadily focused on the prosperity of the wicked, you know. But we really should be focused on the glory that's to come, and glory is to come, like the scriptures talk about. So I was really gonna end it off on that one because I gotta head to the slave ship here in a minute.
That's all I got.
Con, brothers, con. But hey, we gotta keep fighting. We can't dwell on the stuff that was in the past. We can't dwell on the prosperity of the wicked. We just gotta keep on moving because we got a city that's being built, like the scriptures say. With that being the case, I want to say all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to you, like Aki. I'm kicking this word of sincerity and truth. Man up, shalom.
Shalom.